Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MLP Amalgamation virus by the all-knowing axolotl. Now, with an amalgamation virus as being the title here, I can only imagine what we might stumble across, unfortunately. So, we're just gonna kind of go ahead and see what happens. Starting off with some, God, I am blanking now. Some Von Ziegler, I know that much. Alright, so no infection, healthy, happy pony. Nice little smiley face there, adorable. Stage 1, overloaded with feelings of euphoria and dopamine. No matter the previous personality of the pony, they become overly friendly and giggly. Wants to be around others and will become agitated, aggressive if rejected. Feels dizzy and nauseous, may throw up. Skin feels itchy and like it doesn't belong to them. Your skin doesn't belong to you, you say. Have you tried pulling your skin off? Pull off your skin. May begin to nibble or scratch at skin until it bleeds. Intense self-hatred begins. If friendship is rejected, the infected will become increasingly agitated and begin to punish themselves by chewing off flesh, slamming their head into the wall, ripping out their hair, etc. At this stage, skin begins to become waxy as if it's about to melt. Their body becomes much more brittle and pliable, becomes uncomfortable in their own skin, and will begin to actively rip it off due to the itchiness. Intense need to be around others. Pull off your skin. Stage 3. Will seek out any other sign of life, though they prefer other ponies, infected or not, and fuse to it. Their skin has become soft and seems to have a mind of its own, enveloping another pony's limbs as if stitched together. The pony is still very much alive, but so flooded with oxytocin, we're calling it that, and dopamine, that they feel dizzy and nauseous, and the urge to be any pony but themselves and to be close to another is unbearable. Stage 4. So it's all about them pretty much just looking to get closer to others so they can fuse to them and create a bigger and bigger and bigger meat blob. The virus is caused by a magical imbalance in the Tree of Harmony. Specifically, the elements have become poisoned by the dominant element of friendship. The infection will build up the need for friendship in the victim's body until they become agitated and self-hating. If they do not receive it, eventually the need to be close becomes unbearable, and no amount of physical contact will do. Even after amalgamating, ponies will... Hold on, again, list. Ponies will occasionally begin to eat the pony they're attached to in an effort to become part of them. Ponies seem to hold a preference to become close with those they knew in their previous life. Even in the latest stages of infection, they can still speak and will continue to beg others to join them, to become one with them. The Tree of Harmony holds natural dominance over all those who possess cutie marks, so non-ponies and children cannot be affected, but can be amalgamated. Avoid physical contact or proximity with others, and lock your doors. Don't let them in, no matter how hard they beg and wail. Most of all, don't become part of them. Starting off strong with a bunch of lore here. Oh man, so, God, that is a pickle. It's, like the sun vanished, not the sun vanished, that is an ARG. When day breaks, my mistake, oh my God. When day breaks. God, more Von Ziegler. Starting strong. What was it called? Malice or something? I think that's what it was called for the song specifically. I don't care. I'll figure it out myself. Twilight Sparkle. The massive amount of friendship magic already within her has rendered her immune. Being the princess of friendship, she feels responsibility for the virus, working herself to the bone and locking herself away in the treehouse, desperately searching for a cure. Paranoid that the magic within her could affect other ponies, she isolates herself from all but Pinky and Spike. The other two immunes drowns herself in books and experiments, ignoring Spike and Pinky's pleas for her to rest. Keeps in close contact with Celestia and Luna. Friendship, it's meant to be good, so why? Immune. Pinkie Pie. Pinkie's strange bodily composition renders her immune to the virus, though in the beginning, not realizing what was going on, she felt so happy at the influx of suddenly super friendly and fun ponies, until a few began to grow maniac and attempt to fuse with her to become closer. Twilight, hearing her desperate cries, cut her leg to free her from the amalgamation. Becomes very depressed not being able to see her friends. Twilight is the only one she can interact with, and she never wants to talk, stuck in her work, currently in Twilight's treehouse, conflicted. The ponies out there look so happy. Could being one with everyone really be that bad? I don't want to share my mind with 50 other people. That's just my hot take to that matter. I kind of like my one head, one brain system. I don't need all my 7 trillion nerves to be combined with bigger numbers than that. Whatever's more than that. With however big this amalgam is. Fluttershy featuring Discord. Fluttershy in her infinite kindness, attempted to help the infected that came up to her despite seeing that something was wrong with them. As a consequence, she became infected herself. Discord found her at stage 1 just before she would cross into stage 2. She was holding Angel and wouldn't let him go, giggling non-stop and hazy. As of now, she's staying in her cottage with Discord, who sustains her with chaos magic, balancing the overload of friendship energy within her. He must be careful to keep the balance, since too far one way will result in drastic changes to Fluttershy's personality, which he doesn't want. Discord refuses to let any other ponies into the cottage, whether they seem healthy or not. Her cottage had become a safe haven for all animals fleeing the infected. Even with the chaos magic, her coat feels so itchy, and Discord's considering putting a cone on her to stop the scratching and biting. Ah, how can friendship become so scary? Stage 1. Beautiful. Rarity. Upon seeing what happened to her sister, who stuck with her friends, Rarity boarded up the boutique, terrified of becoming one of those monsters. She distracts herself with piles of knitting and unfinished projects, desperate to gain a sense of normalcy. Keeps in contact with Applejack through the window of her boutique. When she gives her food and supplies through the crack under the door, Rarity is very careful not to make contact, despite how desperately she wants to. After what happened to their little sisters, they both need some support. Perhaps it's worth the risk. Oh, Sweetie Belle. Healthy. Applejack. Her athletic physique allows her to outrun amalgamations. She keeps the farm running with Granny Smith and Big Mac, though they are careful to keep as far away from each other as possible and avoid any sort of contact. Out of concern for the others, she will sneak supplies into both Rarity's boutique and Twilight's treehouse, taking precautions against getting too close. Discord shoos her away. She gets too close to Fluttershy's cottage. Okay. In return for the food, Rarity will give Applejack more and more accessories and clothing. Despite not being into fashion, Applejack wears every single one and purposely searches for fabric to give her. Tries not to dwell on Apple Bloom, distracting herself with supply runs and keeping the apples healthy. Rarity, I'm sorry I couldn't save them in time. Healthy. Rainbow Dash. The element of loyalty. Too focused on sticking with her friends, she didn't realize that she had become lightheaded, longing for their contact more and more until it consumed her. The one who initially infected Fluttershy nearly became amalgamated with her until Discord chased her off, refuses to fuse with any other pony, only wants her friends. She pounds on Rarity's boarded up boutique, slams herself over and over into Twilight's treehouse, chases Applejack through the trees, begs Discord to let her see Fluttershy. Due to her unending loyalty, she finds no relief from her illness and becomes more and more aggressive and self-hating as time goes on, ripping off her own flesh and screaming until her vocal cords go raw. Why won't any of you let me in? Stage 2. Cutie Mark Crusaders. Sometimes friendship has consequences. Love it. I'm loving it so far. Gosh, dude. Love it. Mad respect. Beautiful. Love the plot. Love listening to this soundtrack. This Malice, I believe is the song's name still. Celestia. Princess Celestia immediately called for a quarantine for all ponies in Equestria. Those who live together are to stay in different rooms and avoid contact or stay in temporary housing provided by Canterlot. Due to her alicorn magic, she is not affected by the harmony imbalances as much. However, she can still experience some of its effects. As such, she keeps away from Luna as much as possible. Has locked down Canterlot. Ponies who show signs of uncharacteristic clinginess or self-hurting behaviors must be kept away from other civilians. Extremely stressed, but keeps a confident face focused on attempting to fix the magical imbalances before it goes too far. Has royal guards distribute supplies among the nation, instructed not to get too close. Particularly immune? Particularly? That's an interesting thing. As we all saw with COVID, I'm sure a lot of you know, and a lot of people got the itch to go out and just frickin' socialize, even though it was strongly ill-advised, but people did it anyway because middle finger to rules. So now you can imagine kind of that, what happened then with this, and that just being isolated from everybody you know, your family, your friends, everybody, how that can really mentally get to you. And then suddenly you have all these smiling faces that really just want to get to know you a little bit more than what you had hoped for. Consequences, everybody. Luna. It hurts having to stay away from her sister and everyone else in her life, but she knows it is what she must do. So she immerses herself in controlling the situation while her sister helps Twilight search for a solution. Busy fighting off Pony's nightmares, surprisingly infected ponies are often very good. Images of them growing closer and closer with their friends, doing things from their regular life, etc. Once they reach stage 2, however, the dreams can become horrific. Dreams of merging flesh or consuming it, of everyone leaving them alone forever. In this case, the dreams can put out such a strong magical energy it harms Luna to get too close. She just hopes this can be resolved quickly. Particularly immune. Practically immune? Particularly, I don't know. Partically. That's what that seems like. I don't know if that's spelt correct. It doesn't matter, but I'm trying my best. Zecora! Non-ponies are immune. Zecora had noticed strange occurrences around her cottage for a while now, and the disturbances and magic have been affecting her potions. Upon discovering what's happening to ponies by seeing the cutie mark crusaders on the outskirts of the forest, she was horrified and immediately sought out Twilight. Currently residing in Twilight's treehouse, trying to help her find a solution, working on potion that may slow down the virus's effects. Goes out with Spike to hunt for potion supplies weekly, often sees Applejack spending more and more time talking to Rarity. She's getting concerned, warning her against the dangerous contact. Your grandmother cannot lose another family member. Applejack never listens. Zecora, immune. Spike. Spike was urged to travel to the Dragonlands for his safety but refused. Lost his eye from a stray magic blast from a unicorn infected. Often goes out with Zecora to gather materials and investigate disturbances. Urges Twilight to calm down a bit, but she doesn't listen. He's grown a friendship with Zecora and she teaches him all about different plants and spells. He wonders if she's teaching him to cope with losing Apple Bloom on the days he's home. Pinkie Pie lingers around him. Despite being a shell of her former self, she needs someone to interact with. Spike is happy to oblige. Keeps Twilight in close contact with Celestia, noticing that Celestia's letters have become less frequent. Spike is immune. Meanwhile, Applejack has been spending more and more time with Rarity. Long conversations through the glass windows of the boutique, talks of their previous lives and plans for when this whole thing gets resolved. Rarity is getting lonelier and lonelier. Her talks with Applejack are the only thing keeping her sane. Could they be getting too close? Drama! Oh, yes, this is what I love. A lot of lore, a lot of story. Music, very good. Very good. I'm a suck up. I'm a suck up for freaking songs that don't have vocals in them when I read these, because that throws me the heck off, as I'm sure a lot of you probably can guess. Twilight? Huh? What? Twilight, I know, I need rest. It's at the window again, isn't it? Oh my god. Yikes. That's actually kind of crazy that she doesn't want to fuse with anyone else. She wants them. Works day in, day out, inspecting Rainbow, trying to figure out what's causing the imbalance. She needs to perform experiments no matter how loudly Rainbow screams, how much she knows her mere presence hurts her. It needs to be done. It's her duty as the Princess of Friendship. After Spike went missing, almost snapped at this point. Only Zecora and Pinkie are keeping her sane. She runs around town frantically looking for him. She hasn't found any trace of him yet. Even though he's immune, she's worried sick. Her mental and physical well-being are declining every day. She hasn't been eating nor sleeping without Spike. She can't communicate properly with Celestia and has grown anxious without the support of her mentor. Immune. Pinkie Pie, finally healed enough to stop using bandages, crafted a makeshift prosthetic leg out of old wooden furniture. After they manage to capture Rainbow Dash, Pinkie visits her every day. She tries to talk to her, to see if she's still there. Deep down, she is. Although Pinkie knows it hurts her to be around her friends, she just can't stay away. Has begun to venture out into the town. Celestia's guards have secured most of the immediate threats, but new infected can pop up at any time, so she has to be careful when approaching houses. Helps with food distribution and tries desperately to cheer up other ponies, careful not to get too close to avoid infecting them. She feels almost guilty at her immunity. All these ponies are suffering while she gets to prance around with no worry. She uses it for good, though providing much needed comfort to the citizens of Ponyville, at least in small doses. Beginning to have nightmares, losing a lot of sleep. Immune. Rainbow Dash. Tied up for her own safety, she still thrashes around, trying to bite at herself or get closer to anyone trying to help her. Her jaw is broken and good chunks of her mane and tail are ripped off, the rest growing long from lack of care. After a while, she has fallen into despair. She lays still, only looking at Pinkie pleadingly when she comes to visit her and treats her various wounds. Due to the imbalances, delirium. She doesn't understand what's happening or why her friends don't want to be around her anymore. She just feels abandoned and hurt. All she knows is that she feels hungry. For what? She's not sure. Stage 3. That's what I'm talking about. That connection, that need to be with others is very overpowering for these infected. Fluttershy. To stop her scratching, Discord finally coned her. It's for her own good. Stage 2. Neutralized. Lyra and Bonbon. Lyra hasn't moved in days. I don't think Bonbon's noticed yet. Stage 4. Yikes. They've definitely seen better days, these two. At least they're closer to now than they ever were before. Oh, beautiful. I loved what I saw there. I love me an Aloe and Lotus infected. Look at that. Absolutely two of the coolest characters. The spa ponies, the spaponies as I like to dub them. Haven't seen these two in a long time. Stage 4. Honestly, they look slightly intimidating. They have a kind of a thing going on. Like The Thing, the movie thing going on here. Stage 4 Cheerily is with all of her students, I think. Oh, how lovely. Good for her. Oh, that's horrible. Ugh. Oh, God. Octavia and Vinyl, they're sharing hearts together. Oh, beautiful. That's horrible. It's like they become a sticky kind of wax. Weird. Stage 2 and healthy. Look at that. Derpy just wants to be close with Doctor Who's, but like he's like, no, I can't. I know they're not well. She's got the freaking like straps and crud. Keep her restrained. The wings though. The wings are scary. She can still fly. She can fly at you even if she can't move her legs. Crazy concept. Oh, God dang it, Silver and Diamond. Oh, what happened to you guys? I could easily cut you in half right here. Just one good karate chop, and you're done. Oh, you're immune. Oh, no, wait. Oh, even if you're immune, you are still susceptible to the amalgam horde. Oh, that's fun. That's good to know. You've always been larger than life. I thought... Whoa, hold on, it's going too fast. You're so kind and generous and... pretty. I'm glad this apocalypse brought us closer, but Applejack, oh frick, yep, they got too close. Yep, it's still not close enough. You know, what would make this way more interesting is like the infected kind of gave off like, I don't know, I don't want to use the word pheromone, but like type of thing that would basically draw non-infected ponies to them so they can join the mass. Oh, that'd be so weird. Oh, that's a cool idea. Oh, yes, that is good. That is good. That is good lore right there. Holy cow. Starlight Glimmer. Starlight was in the Crystal Empire visiting Sunburst when the disaster struck. Due to Princess Cadence's lockdown, was trapped there since only ponies with cutie marks can be affected. She has begun removing her cutie marks of any ponies who ask, thinking that losing their abilities is better than succumbing to the imbalance. She and Sunburst stay apart as much as possible, communicating through letters or magical signals. While Sunburst is with the royal family working as Cadence's right-hand man and researching possible cures in the palace library, Starlight is keeping in touch with Twilight, trying to get as many researchers on board as possible. She's overworked and tired, hasn't seen Trixie since this all began. She's growing increasingly worried. Healthy. Sunburst. I'm just gonna say healthy. Sunburst is healthy. Even his knowledge and expertise isn't enough to stop anything. He's getting more and more neurotic with each passing day. Cadence and him have found a way to subdue Shining Armor before his infection got out of hand, trapping him and the guards he merged with in stone for the time being. Sunburst finds it hard to look at those marble eyes, locked in an expression of terror, but he has to. He has to keep moving, keep looking, keep reading. He sends anything he finds to Starlight. If anyone can stop this, it's her. He's starting to lose hope. Trixie Lulamoon, healthy. She was traveling when it happened. Pony started behaving strangely, trying to get closer to her. She thought the attention was nice at first, but then they started behaving aggressively, biting at their own flesh and trying to get at hers. She quickly ran, has been living on the road since, fleeing from any pony she sees. She hasn't fully get what's going on, but she's seen ponies meld together, becoming crudely meshed together monsters. She doesn't want to get anywhere near them. Currently making her way to the Crystal Empire, Starlight will know what to do, right? Cadence, healthy. She immediately sprung into action, putting the whole empire under quarantine. Losing Shining Armor's support was the most crushing thing in the world for her, but all she can do is focus on keeping everyone else safe, on keeping Flurry Heart safe. Her feathers have begun to fall out due to stress. Her eyes are constantly wide alert, looking for any sign of danger. She would visit the amalgam of guards often at first, but now avoids it like the plague. She can't bear to look at it. She can't even think about it without wanting to slam her head into the palace walls. Several times she has. Keeps in close contact with the other princesses, keeping up a level-headed appearance for her citizens, has assembled a team of researchers led by Sunburst to work on a cure. Flurryheart is locked away, sealed in amber. She cannot risk it. The Princess of Love, all alone. Truly, truly a curse for her. Applejack and Rarity, coiled around each other like two snakes, have begun to consume each other, never close enough. Stage 3. It's bound to happen. Shining armor. Captains become statues out of glory for him. It is only shame. Yikes. 'Tis a curse. Yeah, Flam and Flam, I see. I've joined together closer than I'm 2 peas in a pod. Stage 3 and stage 4. Look at that. Ooh, Snips and Snails. They got it pretty bad, I have to admit. This is awful. Oh god. Okay. I'm not familiar with you two. There's a lot. I couldn't call you on the top of my head. Stage 2. I don't know who you are. I know Mod. Immune, no cutie mark, stage 4. Oh no, the baby! Oh no. Healthy and immune. Oh dear, no, dear Lord, no! No! Oh, that's rough. No, we all feel fantastic. Thanks for coming in to help us with Twilight's theory, Starlight, of course. I'm not confident, but if we can cure Rainbow, then the rest of Equestria will follow, right? I hope so. But now let's just focus on Rainbow. But please, be careful. Rainbow? She's merging with herself? Ooh. Unfortunately, the plot ends here, but that part about her merging with herself makes me think that it's gonna probably act like a cancer if I was to imagine here. Just constantly creating more and more and more of itself. And like she's just gonna keep on like growing, is what I'm imagining here. Till eventually, I don't know, she just starts absorbing other things. That's kind of the rabbit hole I'm expecting to happen out of that. Very interesting. Love that. Love that series. Lots of good lore. A lot of lore. I'm okay with character sheet stories. Based stories. You got lore, though. That's like the big driving factor to that. Absolutely love that. That was great. As always, folks, link to this description down below if you want to go check it out yourselves. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out.